Hey everyone, this is Joey. In this video, I'm showing off a spawn of hybrid Convict Cichlids. So these guys are about 3.5 months old. I think I have about 20 of them in this tank. And you know, you're starting to see the usual size differences that always seem to occur when you're growing out fry. There are a few that are quite a bit larger, and then, you know, sort of some medium ones and some small ones. If there's an aggression problem, eventually I can take the small ones out. But for right now, they're getting along pretty well. And, you know, I'm happy with the way they're starting to develop. The parents come from lines that were also crosses. The male was a black convict crossed with a calico convict, and the female was blue polar crossed with calico convict. So, you know, we'll see if I get anything interesting. Most convict cichlids have between 8 and 9 bars on their bodies. With these hybrids, obviously we're not seeing that on all of these babies. We're starting to get some variations in the pattern, which is, for me, the whole fun part. I'm hoping to get something different, not only with the pattern, but with the color. So, we shall see. The only real color that I'm noticing so far at this age is that we're seeing a little bit of a blue wash, a little bit of a blue tone in the gill area, a little bit of the belly area on a few of the fish. I'm definitely hoping for more, but it's going to take a little bit more time. I'm lucky enough to have well water, so I don't do anything to my water. I use it right out of the tap. It tends to be fairly alkaline, and obviously well water would have a lot of minerals, so they seem to do really well for me that way. They are also pretty tolerant of temperature. I have a couple tanks that I keep at room temperature, 70 degrees. They flourish, they breed. I was kind of hoping if I dropped the temp they wouldn't want to breed as much, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I do have a heater in this fry tank. I've been keeping them at 78 degrees, and I think that's been really good. I've gotten a nice growth rate. This is another background that I painted. This one's just some rocks from my imagination, and anyone that follows me knows that I love to decorate my tanks with pretty fancy rocks. In this one I think there's some druzy quartz, you know, there's a citrine in there, there's calcite in there. I've also used some little caves and an old, you know, vase, you know, with holes in it, so, you know, kind of an habitat that they would like. They love rocks and logs and sticks and things, so, you know, they seem to be pretty happy. In general, there are species that tends to be very leery. They spook very easily. So they want to be able to dart down into their surroundings, down into the rocks, the plants, the leaves and twigs. And then when they assess and decide there's not really any danger, they pop right back out. It's kind of fun to watch. For a few years now, I've been keeping my convicts in species-only tanks. And I found for me, I really enjoy that. There's not as much squabbling, I don't think. There tends to be more for me when I try to have them in other tanks with other fish, and there just seemed to be a lot of chaos. But with them just being in a tank by themselves, there's a little bit of nitpicking and whatever back and forth, but I've been lucky. I haven't had any real major brawls, so I'm loving it. I find these babies really easy to raise. Not only do the parents just breed themselves, but the fry are really easy to feed. They will accept microworms and brine shrimp, of course, but they will eat prepared foods at a very young age, which may also make it a little bit easier for someone who's maybe new to the hobby or just doesn't have time to raise brine shrimp every day or multiple times a day. If you can just, even feed brine shrimp once a day, they will eat prepared foods, and it might make your life a lot easier. I'll try to make a video in a few weeks, and we'll see if there's any major color changes. I realize I am keeping them on a light gravel, which, the white sand, which does tend to wash fish out. So I may end up having to switch them over to either black or a little darker sand, just so that we can notice the color. But, for now I'm leaving them in here, and we'll see what happens. If you have not done so already, would you please subscribe, click the notification bell, and give me a thumbs up on your way out. And as always, thanks for watching.